Hello Tune 2019 version. I'm Jim Murphy and I'm with Hosted Voice and I'm coming to you on a pre-recorded tape. Unfortunately, I'm missing Tune this year due to the fact that we've got some, we've had a pretty busy April, thankfully. We've got a personal thing going on. We're moving. My wife and I are now empty nesters, and Beth actually wanted to come along to New Orleans as well, but just too much going on here at the home front. I want to give you a brief history of Hosted Voice and who we are. And we've been in business for about 12 years, and probably 8 or 9 years ago, we met Telescan for the first time. They were having PBX problems, and we came in and looked at their PBX and kind of straightened things out, and it worked pretty well. They came back maybe a year later and asked that we create a hosted product, not a hosted product, but a disaster recovery product that would be hosted using a Cisco AS5300, which is a PRI to SIP converter. So we did that, and it worked pretty well. We really never used it, but it was a good experience working with the Telescan folks. And they came back again a couple of years later and discussed a potential hosted product for Prism One. And we helped them select a data center, and we designed the security for the system, and put the internet access together, the firewalling, the virtual private networks for remote users, and we did that for a few years, successfully for the most part. I guess about 2 years ago, we started to discuss a private cloud kind of a product. And private cloud is something we've been using at Hosted Voice for a good 9 or 10 years to provide our virtual PBXs along with SIP trunks. And it's worked really well for us, so we were a big advocate, and we were excited for the opportunity to help Telescan and Mtelco to develop theirs. And so we put that together. It's been a good experience for the most part, and we feel like we've made a lot of progress on the private cloud or hosted Prism 2 product. It's evolved quite a bit for a product that's really only been out there for, I guess, about 18 months, and it's at a very stable level as far as what we can see. And I think that the Mtelco and Telescan folks would certainly agree. Comments on the SIP business. Recently, we've had a couple of folks say, that their perception of Hosted Voice was that we were a good supplier, but that we were on the expensive side. We've never really intended for that to happen. In fact, I think that, we generally try to look at bills to make sure that we're saving every customer money. Every new customer that comes on board should be saving, and we've always been under the impression that we were saving anywhere from 25 to 40% off the previous carrier, and I think that's still the case. In addition, what you have to really be careful for is when you take a look at a Hosted Voice quote and you match it up against a SIP quote from any other provider, there's no fine print in a Hosted Voice quote. The price that you see is the price that you're always going to get. That's what we're going to bill you from day one forward. No metered usage, you can count on that bill never going up. We don't make you sign a contract either, so you're always free to shop. Come back to us if you see a price that you think is lower, and if we've missed something, we'll match it, or maybe we'll beat it. We want to be competitive. We know that prices have been falling since the 80s. That's just the market. You'll never offend us by asking, if we can be more competitive. So we intend to do that. But what you also have to realize is with Hosted Voice, we do a lot of extra things because we know how important, the telephone service aspect of your product really is. It's essential that it work right. It's essential that it sounds good. It's essential that it's survivable. But the important thing to realize about Hosted Voice is that we never charge you for equipment. We don't make a profit on equipment, I will say. Most times we will show you where to find it at the lowest price. We don't charge for configuring that equipment, which we can generally do remotely. And then, you get to take advantage of our proprietary quality of service. If you've ever heard of the new buzzword SD-WAN, that's essentially what we do at Hosted Voice. We've been doing it for years, and we never had to think up a fancy name for it other than QoS. So you get quality of service. We do that for all of our SIP customers at no extra charge. And the VPN service that we build into every installation allows workers to work remotely, or you can go on vacation. If you want to ruin your vacation by logging in, you can do that through Hosted Voice. We make sure that that's included with every single installation. So, if we might charge a little bit more, it's because you get a whole lot more. So, we're in it to make your business more successful. And we think we know how to do that. We think we are doing that. There is nothing more important to us than making sure that you and your family's business is performing as well as it can be so that you are successful now and, in the future, 10, 20, 30 years from now when maybe your kids are running the company. That's it from here. I hope that you're all having a good time. We're a Diamond sponsor and proud to be one, and hopefully we'll see you next year. Thanks so much for giving us the opportunity to take a few minutes. We love our partners at Amtelco and Telescan and all of our TAS customers, and we wish you well. Have a great tune.